welcome back. This is Alice and I help you move forward in life with clarity and confidence, and hopefully you gain some practical skills along the way. In the previous episode, I talk about how on average Americans are losing 5 years of their life to social media, and that's what is really costing their life. In this episode, I'm going to talk about how to train yourself to limit social media so that you can win your life back. That's 5 years of your life. On average, think about that. What can you do with 5 years? So I touched a little bit about how I limited my social media usage by creating these wonderful pieces of art. I go to the sea, the Mediterranean Sea here in Spain. I collect seashells and ceramics, and I glue them on these beautiful ceramic bowls, also put plaster in between. And this is what is saving me about an hour of social media usage every day. So naturally I spend about 2 hours. I replace 1 hour of my social media time with the art projects. And the interesting thing, in the previous episode, I referenced a research paper by Smart Tech Research in Vegas. Mark Vena wrote an article called Americans could lose 7% of their lives to social media. And that 7% is accounted for if you live to about 78. So you have about 5 years of your life on social media. And that's crazy to think about it. And I think that the only way that you can limit social media is if you do something with your hands and if you do a physical activity, whether it's walking. But of course, we're still on our phone. But what if you go to the sea and there is no reception? What if actually you do something with your hands so that you can't be on your phone? So the way that I have limited social media usage and is saving me time that I'm using wisely to create is by using my hands and creating art. Now, I'm going to show you, I have a lot more of these pottery pieces back there. My mom's telling me that I should sell them, and I'm not sure what the shipping costs would be, but maybe I'll sell them in Spain. I'm curious to know from you is that how have you limited social media usage? The other best practices is cooking. So again, with my hands, which means I can't be on my phone. Now, if I am on my phone, I tend to set off the fire alarm. Riding a bike, rollerblading, things that require coordination where you have to pay attention to your environment. And it's easier to be on our phones if we have a sedentary lifestyle, if we're by the computer. It's much harder to be on our phone if we're driving, if we're running, if we're swimming, if we're creating art. Can you incorporate some of those activities into your life? Because I think that is the easiest way to limit social media. I don't think it's as easy as putting your phone away to another room. And it's much harder to do if you're on the computer, especially also if you're in the office. But I'm curious, have you tried any physical activity and were you successful in limiting your social media? Well, let me know in the comments below. I'm also going to drop this link in the description because I think you'd be curious to read it yourself. And we always end each episode with do the best that you can every day.